Hi YouTube friends. So today's video is a little bit different from the usual. In fact, it's something new that I want to try to do once a month. I got the idea from Laura from Garden Answer. She's one of my favorite YouTubers, so if you don't know about her, make sure to go on over and check out their channel. It's her and her husband have Garden Answer. But anyway, she does like a video recap, I think maybe once a week, or maybe not quite that often, but every once in a while she'll do a recap where she answers questions about previous videos that they posted. And they do a lot of videos, so she would probably do it more often than once a month. But I thought since I just do 4 a month, I'll try to maybe do this the last part of the month, just the previous 4, kind of go over and pick out some questions that you guys leave. Before I start on that, I just want to say thank you so much for all the comments you guys leave. It's so interesting to read through them. I admit I don't always get to each and every one, sadly. But I just sometimes laugh out loud. Some of you are so funny, and I've also gotten really good tips from the comment section. I'd even encourage you guys, if you want to find some more, advice and tips on things, maybe things that the video is kind of about, and you start reading the comments. I just have learned so much. Thanks for that. I really appreciate it. So let's get to the questions. The first video is the Christmas home tour. Lori W. asks, where did you find the little white houses on your mantle? I got those in thrift stores, and I ended up painting them white because I wanted that just white look. Sharon Kenny asks about the coffee filter trees. She says, can you share how you made them? I had actually done a video last year on how I made those. It's in the Christmas home tour. I'll link it below in case you want to check it out. Now I know we're past Christmas now and nobody's really in the mood to make Christmas decorations now, but hopefully this may be of help maybe for another year. And some of these questions aren't really related to Christmas, so I thought I'd just have a mixture of kind of everything in here. Maddie's Full asks, is that a blackboard wall with the white wreath behind you to your left? Yes, that is a blackboard wall. I had painted that a couple years ago using paint from a quart-sized can where I actually rolled it on. I didn't spray it or anything, and it works great as a chalkboard. Alicia Dennis says, I bet everyone's wondering where you bought that lovely unique couch set. I do get a lot of questions about our sofa in the living room. It is not an expensive sofa. I think we just paid under $600 for it. I believe we got it maybe around 10 years ago or so from American Freight Furniture. So I'd be surprised if they'd still have it since they switch their furniture out all the time. But for myself, I'd rather just not spend a lot of money on upholstered furniture and then just switch it every couple years or whenever it wears out. Mary West says, I know you flocked your tree last year, but it is such a beautiful shape. Where did you purchase it? I always liked the shape of that tree too. I believe I got it at Odd Lots. And Diane Tim says, I have a question about your countertop. Did you paint it? I did. I believe you're probably talking about the island top, and then there's a drop counter, and then also a counter space beside the refrigerator that I tried to make look like marble. That was my intention, and hopefully someday we can get maybe actual marble top or something else, but for now it kind of works. And I'll try to throw some pictures in here on how I did it. I don't believe I took a video. It was back before I had my channel, but I believe, if I could do it, anyone can. I just kind of played around with it until I had the look I wanted. And I think that was all the questions on the first video. The next video was the DIY Christmas decorations. C. McLaughlin asks, how is your furniture line doing? Good question. A couple years ago, some of you may remember, I drew up some sketches of furniture designs that I thought would be really neat to have, kind of hard to find pieces, and I got a local furniture maker to make them for me, Swiss Valley Furniture. They did an amazing job, and it's probably my own fault. I just never really promoted it too much. I probably should have gone to furniture shows and even just used online platforms to try to promote it more, but I guess I was just busy doing what I'm doing now, and I just haven't really done much with it. If anyone is still interested in any of the pieces, I could definitely get it made for them. But I kind of got the vibe that this sort of furniture that has this, farmhouse look, usually people that like that look or style, myself included, are probably not willing to pay the amount of money it costs for a brand new piece of furniture like this. I think we'd rather go into a thrift store and try to find a similar looking piece and kind of turn it into what we have in mind, or if that makes sense, or that's how I am. I have an appreciation for a nice new piece of furniture. I mean, it's really nice and sturdy and everything, but I would probably not be willing to pay the price, honestly. So I think that was some of the issue too, that I just didn't feel maybe as motivated to try to promote it. There's actually a piece behind me here, if you can see the little black apothecary cart, I called it. I just love that piece. I have it kind of for a coffee bar. Yvonne asks, where did you get your glycerin? Or did you get the glycerin at a craft store? I'm pretty sure I bought that at a local kind of a Nature's Warehouse type store where they have maybe soap making supplies. But I wonder if maybe Amazon wouldn't have it, or maybe a craft store. I'm not sure. I probably should have checked that out. Heather Weber says, how did you hang the present decor? Those cardboard boxes that I kind of turned into gifts to hang on the wall. The best way to hang them for me was to use those command strips. Grace says, can you share the wooden lantern that you put your nativity inside of? That I actually found in a thrift store. I was really impressed. I think I paid maybe $12 or $15 for it. Gristle's Cake says, why did you use glycerin on the snow globe, and also what is the material you use for the snow in the globe? The glycerin actually kind of thickens the water. That way your snow will kind of float around in there longer. And then the snow is just glitter. I just bought some glitter at Walmart, I believe. Lisa asks, is it possible to still get the orange peppercorn candle? I do still have some available, not very many though. I'm not quite sure will I continue to have that scent over the spring and summer season or not. Sometimes I like to keep some of the scents for just the fall and winter. One of my favorite, I'm with you on that. I just love the smell of the orange peppercorn. So Sue Eason says, why didn't you just cut the appropriate size from the foam? You wasted an entire block that you could have used in other projects. I do believe I saved it. You can dry that out again and use it. The foam isn't expensive, not that that is any reason to be wasteful, but I'm pretty sure I dried it and just stuck it away for future use. This is now the Tablescape video. Amy says, can you please share the font that you use for the word gather on the bucket? I believe that is the Magnolia Sky font. One of my favorites. It's free for personal use, but you're supposed to purchase it if you want to use it for commercial. Cynthia Green asks, have you ever thought about becoming a professional decorator or stylist? Not really. I mean, I don't consider myself a professional by any means. I'm just doing what I love to do, and I really enjoy this channel. For now, I'm just sticking with what I'm doing. Freddie Pittman says, could you show us how to do a Christmas family photo shoot? I realize, again, we're past Christmas now, but again, I don't consider myself a professional when it comes to photography or family photo shoots. I've done some already for friends. I enjoy it. It's just I don't often have the time to. I think that would be a whole nother avenue to pursue. But I have done our own for the past number of years already. I have a setting on my camera where I can hit the shutter button and then have 20 seconds to join my family in front of the camera, and then it shoots maybe 5 pictures. That's always kind of chaotic because sometimes people don't cooperate, and sometimes the focus isn't on the right place. Whereas if you'd have an actual photographer standing there, my number one thing would probably be to just make sure it's on the outside with nice nature in the background, or just anywhere on the outside where you have good lighting. I think that is really key to having, getting great pictures. Now this year, for the first time ever, I ended up hiring a young girl here from our area. She was only 18 years old, I believe, and she did an amazing job with our pictures, and it was so much fun because the guys cooperated. They were really calm, and they just did everything she told them or asked them to do, whereas if I try to get them to line up just right, it would just not be taken as seriously. So I really liked that, and she was not expensive at all. I definitely get her again to do our pictures. And I believe the next questions are all from the last video, the food video. Andrea Reed says, I love your cheese grater. Where did you get it? That's funny. A lot of people ask about my cheese grater. We actually got that as a wedding present when we got married, so it's been a number of years now. And it's stainless steel, like a solid stainless steel, so I know they're pretty pricey. I did manage to find one listing on Amazon. I didn't have a lot to go on, but it looks exactly like mine in the picture, and it's stainless steel. It's close towards the $200 range. I will link it below in case you're interested, but I realize, it's kind of pricey for a cheese grater, although you can use it for, hash browns and there's all kinds of attachments that come with it. It's not just for the cheese. Maureen Young says, where did you get your cookie scoop or the scooper for the Energy Bites? I love that cookie scoop. It is from Pampered Chef. TL Rector says, or asks, do your parents live close by? They used to just live up the hill from us here, just through the woods. We had a well-worn path between us here. And a couple years ago, they moved a little further away. They are now about 15 or 20 minutes, depending how the traffic is, away from us. They have a beautiful location. I love their place. We still see each other often, so it's not, sure, it was nice to have them, up just next door here, but yeah, they are about 15 to 20 minutes away. Judy asks, what kind of Jell-O did you use for the Jell-O pudding? I often I don't buy a lot of Jell-O, but if I do, I get it at our local, like our bulk food store, where they have everything in bulk. I'm not sure, is it the actual Jell-O brand and they just get it, wholesale or in bulk and then put it in bags? But I've also just bought the Jell-O from Walmart too, and that works just as well. So Susan asks, have you ever used molasses instead of honey for the honey cookies? I don't think I ever did, but I believe Mom did sometimes. That's really good too. I love molasses cookies, but I don't think I ever tried it myself. Venus says, comments about all the butter that I used in my last video. I had to smile a little bit because a few people did comment on that. And as I was filming all these food ideas, this was over maybe a span of a week or so, I really thought about all the butter that I'm using, and I wondered if people would notice that. Honestly, I normally don't use that much butter. It was just with the holidays, we were gone a lot into get-togethers. I had to fix a lot of food. It wasn't all just for us, and it seemed the party mix takes 4 sticks, and then the honey cookies also take, I think, that amount, or maybe 2, and it just looked like I was always using butter, but I try not to use too much butter. Although butter I consider a whole food, it's probably not that bad if you use it in moderation. Beverly comments here on my baking helper. She's in a lot of your videos and just adorable. You have to tell us her name. She's talking about my niece. She started working for me last summer, mostly part-time. Some of the weeks she worked full-time, but she is adorable. I agree with that. Her name is Mary Beth. She is actually named after me, so I'm always kind of proud of that fact. We often call her MB, but I love all my nieces. I'm not just partial to her because she works for me, but yeah, I have really enjoyed having her. She's very talented and does an amazing job at what she does, the work she does for me. The last question here, Jane asks, what is the game you are playing with the wrapped item that people are trying to get into? Yeah, that probably looked kind of desperate, but it was so much fun. My sister took some money, actually it was $40, 2 $20 bills, and taped it, put them in a box, and then put tape all around, and especially that clear tape is really strong, so it was really hard to get into that box. But I admit I actually ended up getting the money. But I almost felt bad because I felt the people before me, probably did most of the work to just get it to that point where I was then able to reach in and just grab the money, but it was a lot of fun. So that kind of completes the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'd love some feedback. Is this something that I should do monthly, or is it kind of boring? I mean, be honest, I'm not offended at all. But I realize it probably doesn't apply to everyone, but just if you're curious about some of maybe you want to ask a question in the comments, and like I said, I can't always promise to get to them, but I'll do the best I can to try to answer them. So as always, thanks for watching this video. This won't interfere my usual Wednesday video. I have a good one coming up this Wednesday, so I'll see you then. Bye.